Hey guys, Jay, welcome back to the channel. Okay, well, you know, I was gonna do a huge countdown and get really excited about this, and I'm still excited. I'm still very very excited about this. And there's still time. There's still time. And you know what? I'm not gonna do this alone. I'm gonna bring in a good friend of the channel, collecting classics. Ray, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
How's it going, dude? You know what? It's been a great ride. I think it's been a great ride. I think that in the last 24 hours, there's been about 500 new backers. Like that's nothing to sneeze at. That is ridiculous.
Yeah,
That is absolutely nuts. I mean, we were hovering around 8,670. You know what I mean? And now where are we now? Like what's the number now, right? Like
you know what? All my devices died after 7 hours of streaming today. So I'm running on nothing. I need you today.
Let's take a look. All right. So about 25 minutes ago, it was 9,174 backers. We hit refresh right now. Holy crap! We're at 9,227. So if we do some quick math here, it was at 8,700 and no, actually it was 8,650 from 24 hours ago. If we subtract that by 9,227, that's about 577 backers in a 24-hour period. That's insane. Considering we had nothing, like it was literally crickets for the most part. It was absolutely crickets, right? But it's been fun. I mean, the speculation and everything that's been going on. What the heck, dude? You look like you're freezing down there. What's going on? Is it cold down in Cali? What's happening over there?
Yeah, it's getting a little more chilly. As opposed to the blazing hot summers we've had. But yeah, just winding down here after a long day of broadcast, just kind of taking it in, But yeah, you're right. It has been fun. It has been a blast to cover and speculate and, just talk amongst the community about such a fun project that doesn't come around every day. So a really fun end to this, but here we are. It's not over yet. We still got an hour, and we're at that final push. So let's see what we can get. I'm excited for that.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know what? I'm just happy. I'm actually just so happy that we're getting it. But we do have to examine what went wrong. Or no, there were so many things that went right. There are so many things that went right with this campaign, and for whatever reason, there are a few things that just went absolutely wrong. First of all, let's talk about Modi the Moat Monster, man. What a rock star! Hey, Ray, what a freaking rock star! Like seriously, Modi the Moat Monster, man. Like who would have thought a tiny little creature like that could just galvanize so many people here?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's he's like one of the Beatles, he just came out of nowhere, an instant popularity, instant fandom. And, he just took the community by storm. I don't think anybody saw it coming. I certainly didn't. And, to see the community react for Modi the way they did, that's the real highlight of this project. For me, I mean, that was a 3,000 backer jump. And that happened within, like a 24-hour period. So pretty remarkable little fella.
I just can't believe it, and he's just he just came out of a tiny little, sculpture, a tiny little, thought. Like it was just an aside, really. He's just a tiny little thing in the moat that was there from a tiny little
from the beginning,
from the original. It was just really weird, right? And you know what? The designers took it and ran with it. And I'm super excited. I am super excited that he's gonna get his own backing card for crying out loud.
Right?
He's gonna get his own backing card
with
a replaceable back and plastic.
Yep.
It's gonna be epic. Like,
well,
seriously.
and you know, with those removable cards like we've seen with Sunman, we know that Cobra Khan's going to have one, and with Modi, he's going to have some sort of comic integrated with it. So I wonder what we're going to see, the origins of Modi. You know,
I love the fact that they've really championed this over at Mattel. I mean, like, they actually called him Modi in the live stream. You know what I
Kayla
mean?
Silva says Modi is the goatee.
Let's you know what, on that note, holy crap, there's the chat's exploding.
Out of control.
Oh
Yeah,
my
out
god.
of control.
Oh my god. Okay, let's say hi to everybody who's in the chat right now. Radish Sam, first crowd fund, there was bound to be hiccups. Yeah, I mean, there were definitely some things, but it's not their first. Their first was actually the WWE ring, and that had hiccups. That had huge hang-ups. It was actually pretty crazy. Invasion Wrestling, speak of the devil. Gotta celebrate Eternia Day. Yep, we gotta celebrate Eternia Day, Invasion Wrestling. Absolutely. Bad comment bot. I'm not even in marketing. It has a ring to it, though. Mark 1130. There's got to be at least 1,800 of these ordered. How many ordered? 2, maybe even 3. Is that how it worked? I'm wondering if that can be counted that way, Ray. What do you think? Like, because there are backers, and then there are orders.
Yeah. I don't think it was made to order, because then they would have capped it different.
Yeah, I'm wondering about that. Radish Sam says payment plans should be offered to early backers who paid in full. It wasn't cool. What do you know, that is a consideration there, Ray. What are your thoughts on that, man? Holy crap.
It's pretty tough, considering that, you know, like we went over and we talked about, they pulled the money as a verification check, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what happened was, because it backed that same week, they pulled it, you know, and at this point, the Virgil Ablohs had dropped, so I had bought those, and then there seemed to be some kind of delay, and then all of a sudden, boom, it all hit at once, and they got me for 9. So it was rough. You know, if I could have taken a payment plan on the Eternia, I probably would have. But you know what? Either way, I was excited. I went all in, and I'm stoked about it. I'm happy I got one. So, you know.
Yeah. You know, it did hurt a lot for the people who you know, went all in at one time. And it's weird, because the final day of the Grayskull backing, all of a sudden, boom, all these payment plans came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that really helped to contribute to the surge that happened on that last day. Like, we saw well over 700 people you know, come out of nowhere, right, on that last day to get
more than that.
Yeah, it was absolutely crazy. Mark 1130 says, I think payment plans should have. Oh, no, he said it already. Healing Dread, good to see you, brother. I mean, people bought the Battle Cat at 500 and some chocolate-colored figures for 200, so Eternia is a good deal in comparison. I mean, you know,
271 to be exact.
yeah, you could look at it that way for sure. It really all depends on what you're looking to get, right?
And those sold out, by the way.
Yep, right, pretty much right away. It had the virtue of being an homage to an artist who had passed away, and then, you know what, a legacy, if you will, for him and his love for Masters of the Universe. Space Cowboy, only 775 left. Yeah, it's going to be a rough one. It really is. Let's just check it again, see where we're at. About 10 minutes ago, I guess it was at 9227. We hit refresh, and it's at 9229. You know, it keeps climbing.
It does,
keeps climbing, little by little. But
you know, I'll say this, Jay, and I mean this in all honesty. You know, if Mattel was smart about this, they would put a time extension. They would give it some sort of an extension, and they would at least reach that 10K and then cap it. Now, if you're talking about those kind of numbers, that's a lot different environment to be in as a collector. As you said, 10,000 units are pretty low. So if they just wanted to leave it open until it hit 10,000 and then cap it, boy, I tell you, that would create another stir in the community, and people would definitely swoop up 1 or 2.
But there is the other issue, right? It is one of those things where, you know, let's go ahead and talk about that. I'm just going to go ahead and go through everybody we haven't said hi to just yet. and then we'll go back with some awesome questions afterwards. Radisham is in the house. Sir Clifton is in the house. Thanos Copter is in the house. Doctor Who 93. Nolan is in the house. Good to see you, Nolan.
Good to see you, Nolan.
Space Cowboys in the house. Maniac Plastic Toy Shop. Good to see you, brother. How's it going? Jay is late. Yes, I'm always late, unfortunately. Sculpt Viper Tommy is in the house. SoCal Shaolin, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. The Deadheads, good to see you, brother. Anybody else? CT Jason Nation, good to see you, brother. Ryra Chem 33, good to see you. ZCD99. I don't think Kecklar is going to make it to the party, but I'd love to be wrong. Here's hoping he ends up towards the later or put up as a standalone Mattel Creations. You got this. Yeah. Absolutely. Ashman 55, good to see you. Kyla Silva. Hola, y'all. Hey, how's it going, Kyla? Good to see you. Gamer Bud, Recoverell, good to see you guys. Brony King, Amethyst Rain. Anyone who are butthurt over Mattel offering King Grayskull to all after 10K needs to get over it. It should have been a normal stretch goal anyways. You know what? There is a real consideration. That is something that should have happened right off the bat. I totally agree with Brony King, Amethyst Rain, especially since they did that, altruistic kind of idea that, giving back to the fans. But you know what? Let's call a spade a spade. It's not about that. It's about, making, the push, the final push. I think that's what it is. And you know what? It really has divided some of the community.
I love that. As with Eternia, there is good and there is evil. and I feel like in contrast, it's kind of like, we've all grown up with He-Man and we've all understood the moral compass that comes with He-Man in that regard. And this is a good thing. This is that nod, like you said, to the altruistic mentality that we just don't see that often from toy companies. But could they be doing a gratitude move for those that did push? Do you think they could offer something for everyone that did back and just say, hey, you know what? You guys did do a great push. You did the best you can. Here, we're still going to give it out anyway. We're still going to roll out Kecklar and Grayskulls for everybody. Do you think that's an environment Mattel could live with?
You know what? My thought process on this. My thought process on this is, I wonder if we get close, because right now the numbers are still rising, right? If we get past 500, right? If we get past the 500 mark, what I mean by that is, let's just take a look at it.
905.
Yeah,
9,500. Yeah.
If we get past 9,500, right? Let's just do a quick refresh right now. Yeah, it keeps climbing to 9,230. If we get past 9,500, I think it would be very, 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 very classy, very classy of Mattel to give everybody Kecklar, right? Not King Grayskull. They made another promise. They said that if we reached 10 grand, right? But if we get to 9,500 and they say, guys, it was a great ride, let's just throw in Kecklar. I think that would be huge for the community. I think that would be massive, and it really would add that value to the added value to Eternia, because Kecklar only 500 away. That would mean a lot to the community. What are your thoughts?
Absolutely. No, absolutely. It's something different, especially in the midst of other toy companies failing to launch certain products. I also think, when you were talking about what could be the catalyst for seeing such numbers or seeing such lack of number for just this final stretch, again, you got to keep in mind, we're living in an environment where Mondo just came out with a $500 cap, the same price as Eternia, which they easily could have waited another month or another couple of weeks to launch. They chose to go in direct competition with Eternia, and I'm thinking a lot of those numbers could have been swayed a different direction if not for that damn cap. But it's a beautiful piece, though. I'll be honest. It's a great looking piece.
That's the other problem. And you know what? Let's bring in another opinion on that, because I do actually have to say that there were multiple things going against this. There was, let's be honest, there was the Engine of Vengeance there was, and the direct competition, as you said, was that freaking Battle Cat. And you know
what?
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's ask somebody else of that opinion right now. We have Ken from Toy Connections. What's going on, Ken?
A long time no see, Ray. Thank you for the invite, Jay.
Brother, are you drunk?
No, you know what? I guess I should explain myself to the audience, even though like Jay and Ray need no explanation whatsoever. Jay's like, "Why don't you come on?" And I'm like, "What time?" He's like, "Well, like 11 p.m. your time." And my first thought is, "Screw this guy." Then I go, "Well, no, it's 2 a.m. his time, so least I could do is do that." You know what? I'm gonna put my kid to bed. I'm gonna nap while he naps, while he sleeps, and I'm gonna get up in time. So Jay gets a message from me 10 minutes ago going, "So it looks like I overslept. It's okay. You and Ray go ahead." He's like, "No, you have the link already. Why don't you jump in if you can?" And I'm like, "Well, you know what? They got an energy bomb in Ray, who's on all the time, and he says something about streaming all day." I'm like, I can show up. People will think I'm drunk, but I'm actually just crawled back out of bed. And yeah, so here I'm gate crashing the party and all that. And
what a champ!
Not really. You two made it on time. I'm the one who didn't.
I did not make it on time.
Oh, you didn't?
You can tell by the chat. I did not make it on time. They were yelling. Look, Maniac Toy Plastic. It's like, and we're live, and that was a 2:06 a.m.
Yeah. How do I sound? By the way,
you sound good. You sound
okay.
Your
audio's good.
All right.
Beast Mode says, "Hey, hope Jay is okay. We're all right, brother. We're all right." I'm just gonna say hi to the rest of the chat, then we're gonna start. We're gonna start discussing. Unicorns left nut. Yes, brother. 9225. It's now 9:30, but we're good. We're getting closer. Yeah, close, but no. It sure does seem that way. Toy Habits was in the house. Hey, what's going on, Toy Habits? Good to see you guys. Nolan God Ravage was in the house. Kyla, I feel like it'll be around 9,500. Honestly, Kyla, I'm telling you, if it does hit 9,500, I hope they give us some bonus. That would be pretty cool. All right, anybody else we haven't said hi to yet? Looks like we're okay. Toy Habits is still hanging around. Good to see them. No, I think we're pretty much there. Oh, okay. Here we go. Aquarius Man is in the house. Radish Sam, hardly articulated. Long time no see. Collecting classics.
Oh, hey, it's Adam.
It's Adam.
Yeah.
Gamer Bud. Mark 1130 again. Here we go. Kenzo's Collection is in the house. Peep this out. El Rey Cerdo is in the house. Henrik. Hey, Henrik. Good to see you. Morning from Germany. Good to see you, Henrik. Always good to see you, Henrik, in the chat. Did you back it, Henrik? I'm curious if you backed it. Toy Habits say hi to everybody. Lots of Toy Habits fans in the house, obviously. Anybody else? Here. Wolverine Ortiz, good to see you. Bob Wave, Sasuke Star Killer, good to see you guys. Ashman 55, Arjit Roy, good to see you. Cobweb, Rotax Hippie, everyone's waking up again. Steve Urkel's in the house. Joseph K. I think we're almost there. Z Donati, good to see you guys. And then it just jumped again, for crying out loud. But I think we're okay. Doesn't look like there's anybody else. Oh, here we go. George Zelda, good to see you, my friend. Toy Habits. I wonder if BBTS and EE have any order to resell. I imagine they will. I imagine that I know BBTS tends to order a lot and then put it up for sale later. So I think that people have another chance even after this. But that'll happen closer to when it's actually released.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Hal the Jester's in the house. Primate 7-6. Good to see you, my friend, all the way from Germany. Good morning from Germany. Hi, Jay and Ray and chat. It's crunchy nut time for King Grayskull. Yes, it is, my friend. Yes, it is. Mike Gordon's in the house. So the 27% that aren't backing on here, what the hell are you doing? You got 45 minutes. That's a good question.
Sorry.
Alejandro Gomez. King Grayskull is so random. Kecklar is the absolute winner and ruler. There you go. Duchess of Darkness is in the house. Good to see you. She scared me with one of her creepypastas the other day. That was crazy. If anybody hasn't already, check out Duchess of Darkness, of course. Steve Urkel. Anybody else? I think we're done. Oh wait, no. Lion and the Princess of Power. Nice. Good to see you, brother. I think that's it. I think. Oh wait, Ronald Embry, Zoran the Barbarian. Good to see you. Anybody else? Kyoto Films. Henrik, maybe a few more dealers will buy a playset. Hey, you know what? You never know. Old IT guys in the house. Good to see you. Reg Henry's Toys, Noise, and Action. Whoa, Reg! What's going on, brother? Haven't seen you in like forever. Jeez, good to see you, man. That's awesome. Hey, Reg, send me a PM on IG, and you can join the chat because I would love to have Reg. Reg and I have been meaning to get on each other's live streams forever. Reg, definitely send me a PM on IG. We'll bring you in. Gwildor's in the house. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Gwildor. Raymond Chung's in the house. Radish Sam. Kyla says they should have just done 10K for Modi. You know what? That probably would have done it, eh?
It would have done it, I think.
Probably would have done it. Master Blaster's in the house. Alejandro Gomez, or they can surrender and provide the actual backers the option to purchase Kecklar. You know what? There's an idea. What do you guys think about that? Well, like, it's such a deep cut. What do you guys think? It's such a deep cut. Do you think that Kecklar could survive on his own? What do you
Absolutely. Absolutely, he could survive on his own. If they offered it as an individual figure, again, they have the option to move to plastics via the soft materials to save on cost. So you're talking about like a plastic dress coat and a plastic cape. I think it's cool, but again, these figures come with accessories. We don't know what those accessories are, so that's pretty cool to think about. They come with their own comic and backstory, so I think it's viable to say that all of these figures could stand alone on PEG or via exclusives.
What about you, Ken? What are your thoughts?
Okay, is it new tooling? I think
it is all.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've not seen what buck they're using on that. So
he has new forearms, a new hat.
Oh yeah,
and sculpt with a beard.
Pants. I think his pants are also new.
Yeah, he's got like bell bottoms.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know if they needed to get to 10,000 to unlock the tooling, but if you're just wondering, will he sell regardless of that? I'm curious how well the Goddess did. I know she's not as deep a cut because I think she was actually in the original mini comics, if I'm not mistaken. Or am I thinking something else?
The Goddess was in the original. She was in the very first.
Yeah. So I mean, like, she's not as deep of a cut. If she did well, then I would say that's a good example of how well Kecklar could do. I kind of feel like he would do fine though, because you're going to a collector's market. He looks like somebody who immediately fits the lore. You don't have to sell anybody on him. You know, like, he certainly fits better than some classic characters did, like Molar and Fearless Photog. Not to pick on some of the deep cuts, but these are the ones that I don't have in my classics collection, right? So, I mean, those, you know, they were trying to expand the character selection, so I have some understanding as to why they did that. So, but because he looks like a, you know, Lord of the Rings-esque kind of character, you know, he fits the lore better, in my opinion. So, I don't know, just the way I feel. All right.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. I think he could stand, but it would have to be in my opinion, it would be a Mattel Creations original, just like Cobra, just like Hamilton. And the Frogmonger. I think that's basically where he would have to live. Sergeant Slaughter's Slaughterhouse is in the house.
Hey, buddy, I was literally just talking to him.
Kevin Herbert is in the house. Good to see you, Bethany Beth. Thank you, Sergeant Slaughter. Thank you, Sergeant Slaughter. Don't forget to hit that like button, guys. Thank you, appreciate that.
Yeah.
Just incredible. Still happy to have the set even without King Grayskull. That's great, and you know that's the attitude a lot of us should have. Right, because it was supposed to be an early bird release, and I think a lot of people have taken that in stride. Machi Woom Aipu, oh my god, Machi Woom Aipu. I don't know if that's a joke or something, but brother, nice handle. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it right. Still on the fence. I'd go for it if King Grayskull was for everybody. Well, yeah, again, there is that as well.
Yeah.
Michael Gandon. I would get Eternia if it was available for Christmas or 10 weeks. Yeah, I know. That's the other real big problem that ended up happening. Moonman Mike, they should throw in Kecklar for the early backers. It's hard. It's hard to say. It really is. Lenny G 845 is good to see you. Just ordered. I didn't know payment plans were available. When did this happen? There's the problem. It just was not advertised enough. I mean, Ken, if you were interested and payment plans were a thing, would you have jumped in on this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Payment plans definitely help. Yeah, it's another thing to entice you. I mean, it's basically all I can say. Like, why not? Right?
It makes it easier.
I was gonna say, because like I was gonna say, look at what else you're backing for everything else. I was gonna say, imagine you were in on the Engine of Vengeance and you were in on this, and I'm sitting there going, well, I don't know anyone. I wouldn't go in on the Engine of Vengeance anyway. So I almost went sideways to go pick on that, but I was like, no, that horse has been beaten dead.
You're not the only one. We're all picking on it basically. Jesus.
I know.
Eric Mendez, good to see you. Jinx Calibur is in the house. Good to see you too. Crazed Ivan, good to see you, my friend. Hey, I backed mine earlier this morning. First crowd project I've ever participated in. Wow, crazy. It's a good one though. Stefan Schaefer, cheers from Germany. Lots of German viewers. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Guten Morgen, I guess it's
they got an amazing fan base out there. Absolutely incredible.
Evening over there. Is it morning or evening? So somebody tell me. K Dog is in the house. Good to see you. Texas Sci-Fi. Wow, lots of people joining in. Great to see you guys. Addy Boy, Jason, aka Monstar JDC, awesome name. Omar V, JB, Fron 317. Eternia was just too much and too big for me. Crazy. I know, right? Eternian Royalty. Hey, there's Kecklar himself.
There's Kecklar, yeah.
Exactly. What's up, guys? Until they tell us it's over. Absolutely. It's not over till the big lady sings. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's right.
Supernova Moore. I bought the battle cap because I don't have the room for Eternia. That, again, this was a consideration. This was a consideration. It happens all the time. Hal the Jester, super expensive pussycat, but if you want to buy it, gang, absolutely. Oh no, Toy Habits forgot to buy the battle cat. Oh no.
That's what I tell myself on the Four Horsemen Headless Horseman. Yeah, I forgot to buy it. Actually, I was,
that's it. That's it. Yeah, I forgot to buy it. Yeah,
I wanted to support it, but I forgot. It slipped my mind. It just slipped my
mind.
Sometimes it happens, So, like the Engine of Vengeance, I totally forgot to buy it,
Now you're just being mean.
Shots fired, man. Shots fired.
Sorry to hear about Toy Habits.
Jinx Caliber, 30 minutes and counting. Yeah, we're coming to the wire, guys. Doctor Who 93. Payment plans are not available for this item. No, that's not true. They are Doctor Who.
They are, yeah.
They are available. So if you're interested, Doctor Who, give it a shot. Pure Flak Monkey. Good luck to everybody. I don't really collect Motu, and I bought 2 Hiss tanks, so I have no money. Hope you guys hit that number. We're all crossing our fingers right now.
I know.
Toy Habits. Kecklar in blue and red in the comics, so it's a no-brainer for them. I would have totally. You know what? That actually makes sense. We can have a red one, a blue one. They can be released at separate times.
Yeah, they were probably planning to make the blue one basically the variant that goes with the Eternia, and then the red one. He makes a great point here. He brings up a good point here. So yeah. Absolutely.
Faster Toy Days morning from Edinburgh, Scotland. Wow, we're getting some all over the UK and Germany and Europe. Great to see you guys. Thanks for joining in. Bob Squad, Beast Mode. Reg says he's gonna send me a chat, which I haven't received it yet. But actually, wait, did I get it? Maybe I got it. Let me take a quick look. All right. Anybody else? Oh, Lenny G 845, Vinny Rock 99 games. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Anybody else we haven't said hi to yet? Bob Squad's in the house again. Toy Habits. Oh yeah, who here has just backed this tonight? There are a lot of people apparently. Toy Habits. A lot of people, like so many people have just jumped on board. Not Hamson. Hey, not Hamson. What's going on, my friend? Fearless Photog is one of the coolest things Motu C did. Are you kidding me, bro? You know what?
It's a deep cut. It's a deep cut, and there are reasons people like it. I just think Kecklar fits better in the line. But
it was a fan. Drawing.
Yeah,
honestly, it was a fan drawing, and he won the contest fair and square. And they finally fulfilled that promise. It was a missing promise for 22 years. You know what I mean? It was crazy. So yes, you know what, not Hamson? I agree. Absolutely.
But we still don't have Pig Boy, so I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, he's coming. Trust me.
But you know what? Depending how long Classics goes, Fearless Photog may get his chance in the line at some point. It's not out of the question at this point.
Yeah, anything's possible at this point.
You know, at this point, if we're calling deep cuts, you know, I might as well go there. It's been done in Classics, but I want an Origins Splendor. Like, I want the villainous rabbit. You know.
I thought you were going to say Mighty Spectre for a second there. So.
Oh, I can't.
Anybody else that's we haven't said hi to yet? Chris Allen's in the house again. Good to see you, brother. Anybody else? Where are we right now, actually? If we take a look at the countdown, we are 20 minutes down. 230 was the last number we saw. We are now at 9,237. I'm not sure we're going to hit the 9,500, guys. I'm not really sure. But again, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Anything will happen. Let's stay positive, everybody. Let's stay positive. All right. I think I've pretty much said hi to everybody.
9237. Not bad. 20 minutes left. See, I think Mattel has the opportunity to do whatever they want, right? Time extension is huge. If they had that opportunity to do so, I think that'd be great.
Fred from Mattel just joined us. Hey, Fred.
Hey, everybody.
Oh God, no.
Hey, this is my name is Fred, and I work in Mattel, guys. Jay, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of your channel, and I just thought I would just kind of jump in here, and I just wanted to give everybody a warning. I don't know how to say this, but there's been a little bit of a phishing scam on the Mattel Creation site. Now we heard about this. It looks like we already told our IT, but for the next 20 minutes or so, they're saying don't go ahead and order anything on there because you will get your credit card info stolen and all that. So I just wanted to jump in. I know Jay, you're a big influencer here, and I just thought I would jump in and just I just want to make sure that no fans just kind of get screwed over, you know? Mattel is the place that cares about the fans. So I got to add this too. If you don't get it, I don't want to admit this, guys, but Mattel's in a little bit of a shaky position, and we might not be able to fulfill some of these Eternias. So I did want to say too that eBay is probably the best place to secure your Eternias, because that's a binding contract that you lock that in. eBay, you got to fulfill an eBay order. So
hey, Fred, hey, how do you feel about King Grayskulls for everybody?
Yeah, you know what? I wish, as a Mattel employee, man, I wish we can give that King Grayskull to everybody, because, as you know, that's probably half the value of that eternity. You know, you get that thing. You want to make sure you get that King Grayskull. Without it, it's really a big hunk of plastic. So I gotta say, for everybody that got that King Grayskull, that's really the value there. Now, the good news is, like I said, there's still a lot of eBay listings that have that King Grayskull. So don't worry if you can't get it on our site. I do apologize about the technical difficulties. Like I said, in about 20 minutes or so, that'll all be cleared up. But definitely don't put it in order right now.
That sounds like somebody we know. Hold on. That might sound like somebody we know. Jay, have you vetted this Fred guy? It sounds pretty familiar.
I mean, I don't know what you're I don't know what you're alluding to. I got the Mattel logo up there. I mean, obviously I'm legit. I'm a production design. I know all about Kevlar and Masters in the Universe. I know all about that. So
Kevlar.
Definitely a Mattel employee. All right. And I definitely got to go because I got a woman who may or may not be my mother sharing this line, and I'm gonna have to skedaddle. But definitely next 20 minutes. Do not pre-order whatever you do, and that's all I got to say about that. Mattel's a great place. It's a great place to work. We got coffee and everything. But yeah, I'm just here for the fans.
Oh, Fred.
All right, boys. I gotta go. This has been Fred from Mattel, just signing off. And remember, check eBay. That's where you lock in those purchases. And go Kecklar. See you later.
Get out of here, Fred.
Oh man. Kecklar, wow.
Oh my.
Where do you find these people at, Jay?
How did he get in here again?
Where did he pass through security?
He's got that app that just lets him in. Like I got fooled again. I swear to God, he's doing some shenanigans. It's just crazy. It's just crazy.
And he hacked in. He hacked his way in.
I don't know if it's hacking or just somehow he's using somebody else's identity. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so for those of you who just joined us, Fred from Mattel, who is questionable at best, is recommending to everybody to go to eBay and his personal page on eBay, and do not listen to that advice. Do not go to eBay, guys. Do not do it. It's not a good idea. Oh my God.
It'll be worse. Oh man.
Oh my God.
You know,
I was just that just blows my mind. I just can't.
You know, I was not ready for that. I started looking for a Hasbro logo to download. I was about to change my name to something like Joe from Hasbro or something like that and go, don't listen to Fred. Go right now to pulse.com and get a Deaf Dinosaur, Deaf Soruf. We got one of those over there, and it's on eBay for 25% cheaper or something like that. But I couldn't react on time. I was about to do that, but it took me a whole 30 seconds to realize who was going on.
Oh, it was just
who it was.
Looks like everybody else.
Talking.
Looks like everybody else figured it out earlier than we did.
Yeah.
Mark Cosplay 117 says it's Flipper Frank. Thanos says, "Hey Frank." Oh man, ZCD 99 is like, what? Hail Jester, Flipper Frank. Steve Urkel, any billionaire Motu fans out there want to buy 500? You got to buy them from Fred. Apparently, Fred's got everything. Sasuke Starkiller. SoCal Shaolin says, sounds like a flipper. Juan Vasquez Vera says, Flipper Frank. Yeah, everybody pretty much identified who it was. Tiberium Hanger. But nobody wants a Masterverse Castle Grayskull anyway. That's not true. That is not true. Oh my God, do I ever want one? Kyla's losing it. She says, this is amazing.
Well, that crosses one off my bucket list. I was like, who else have I not streamed with before? Well, definitely talking about Fred from Mattel, right?
Frank is, Fred is now part of the stream. And we have another great YouTuber who is joining us right now, guys. Guys, please help me welcome a wonderful friend of the channel. And you know what? One of my I've been an admirer of his channel for quite some time. Guys, let's welcome Reg Henry to the Noise Toys and Action Figures. Reg, what's going on, brother?
How you doing? Hey.
Nolan guy.
How's everybody doing? I'm fans of everybody sitting here right now.
Yo, we're good, man. We're good. Nice to meet you. It's Collecting Classics.
Hey, how you doing? I've seen your work. I've seen you, definitely Toy Connections too. Jay.
Oh, you see me? Okay, good to know.
I've been a fan of Jay. I love I tune into you like CNN or ABC News. I'm always tuning in to check out what Jay's opinion is on things that are going on in this community. But this Eternia thing has been, I mean, crazy. This has been fun and exciting and disappointing and all kinds of stuff. I love it.
You know, there's just so much going on right now. But you know what, Reg, since you're here, right? Let's why don't we open this up a little bit? First of all, you know what? Let's do a round the horn kind of situation. I want everyone to introduce themselves. You know, we don't have the opportunity very often. Reg, why don't you introduce your channel? Let everybody know where they can reach you.
I'm Reg Henny with Toys, Noise, and Action Figures. I don't know. I've been doing the channel, I guess, kind of off and on since 2016 or so. But really, I'm just a fan. I'm a fan of all these franchises that we all grew up with and that we love. I love channels like Jay because it's not about conflict or people being negative. It's all about positivity and enjoying this culture that we're part of. But Toys, Noise, and Action Figures, I basically mix the whole culture of hip hop music and DJing and comic book stuff, kind of like in the tradition of Pharaoh Monch and Wu-Tang Clan, guys like that really enjoy this comic book culture. So that's what we're all about over here.
Absolutely. And guys, definitely, if you haven't already, definitely check out Reg's channel, Toys, Noise, and Action Figures. Does some great reviews, you know, does some great commentary on, you know, the state of toys and where they are at right now. G.I. Joe, Transformers, you know, all the great Hasbro lines, and of course, Master of the Universe as well, and Marvel as well. Ray, why don't you tell us a little bit more about your channel?
My name's Ray. I'm with Collecting Classics, and I cover Motu news mainly. I've been relinquishing some of the Hot Wheels collections that we've made. I also am a fan of all the channels that I've come in contact with recently. There's so many great community members. Again, for anybody watching, Jay is so important. I simply wouldn't be here without Jay. He has inspired me to start my own path doing this toy collector sharing newscaster position, I guess you could call it. But I'm just having a ball with everybody, and you know, finding a community that's as solid as the Motu one. It's pretty fun. So that's who I am, and that's what I do. Back to you.
And of course, last but not least, Ken, why don't you tell us a little bit about your channel?
Well, first of all, I'm just amazed at the life-size Spider-Man behind Reg over there to start things off. But to kind of echo what was already said, that actually, you said to introduce myself. Here I am, like taking the soapboxing just because you got me on full screen and I'm going all like soapbox mode right now. No, first off, my name is Ken with Toy Connections. I've streamed with Jay a number of times, streamed with Ray from Collecting Classics a couple times now, and get to know Reg over here in the chat. But look, positivity in the community, I can never get enough of it. Like, I just love going online, talking about Transformers, G.I. Joe, wrestling, TMNT, He-Man, you name it. It's all part of the fun. I see how happy everyone is in the chat. There's a lot of great channels there, a lot of great people watching from overseas right now, just because somewhere it's daylight overseas. So I guess the rest of the people will have to catch this in the morning. And it doesn't look like we're going to get that Eternia, unfortunately. Right. Oh, and Fred from Mattel, if you're listening, thanks so much for gracing us with your presence tonight.
No, we're getting the Eternity. We're not getting the Kevlar, as right. Fred would put it. This comment, Kecklar, we hardly knew you.
Actually, he said Kevlar, just so that everybody knows.
Yeah.
All right. On that note, just before we get back into the conversation, let's check how we're doing. About 30 minutes ago, it was about 20 minutes ago, it was 9,237 backers. We hit refresh. It's climbing, guys. 9,255. But honestly, we got 8 minutes down. I'm 7 minutes down. I don't think.
Push. Let's see that 700, baby.
You know what? I'm actually hoping. I'm hoping that I know you guys had mentioned earlier. Sites like BBTS and Entertainment Earth. I'm hoping that because back when they did the Unicron thing, well, that was a whole fiasco in and of itself. But I do remember that those numbers didn't get added into like the very, very last minute. So I'm hoping.
You're hoping that there's like a big stack coming at the end, right?
You never know. You know what I'm saying? We got to pray to the collector guys tonight.
it's a high hope, and you know what, I think, you know, Reg, what are your thoughts about this? Because we talked about this a little earlier, and you know, I'm going to open this up again. If we get anywhere near, like, you know, if we get anywhere at 2,300, you know what I mean, or possibly 2,400, do you think it would be a what kind of gesture would it be if Mattel was to throw something else at us? You know, just as a gesture.
Here's what I think. I think they've shown their hand a little bit in the fact that they were able to pivot and then say, okay, if we reach 10,000, you're gonna get Kecklar, and everybody's gonna get King Grayskull, which has been well documented. We've already seen how some people felt the kind of way, the early backers, few early backers, but then a lot of early backers, real collectors and fans, were just like, well, that means everybody gets it and we get Kecklar. Okay, cool. But I think Mattel has shown their hand in that they have the power to do it. It's not like they're not. I mean, Masters of the Universe is all about I have the power. Okay, Mattel has the power to do it. So if they decide that they want to go, you know what, we got pretty darn close. Let's go ahead and do it. I mean, they're still going to make money anyway. It's not like they were losing any money on throwing in a King Grayskull or anything like that. I mean, if you could pivot that easily and then hey, guess what, guys? We're going to give you King Grayskull if we make it to 10,000. I don't think that it would be that difficult. Now, would it be a great show of goodwill? Absolutely. And I think the fans would. Motu fans, I will say this: out of all the brands that I collect, Star Wars, no offense to Star Wars fans, and I'm a Star Wars fan, Star Wars fans tend to be very bougie. You guys have had great marketing and all kinds of products over the years. I have a Star Wars collection, and I'm not a Star Wars fan. That's how easy it's been to get Star Wars stuff over the years. Transformer fans, we're very particular. That whole Unicron thing was like, I was like, I've never seen people so entitled. This is crazy. But Motu fans, G.I. Joe fans and Motu fans are very similar in that we just love the brand. You don't have to change it too much. You don't need Michael Bay explosions and all kinds of stuff.
Hey, no cursing on this stream. It's a family-friendly stream.
Right. But it's just Motu fans are some of the most. It's like we never grew up. If you're a Motu fan, it just feels like you never really grew up. You just grew a beard. I don't know, or went through puberty. But it's just amazing how Motu fans, I've noticed. Yeah, you have the few that are just like, oh, this sucks. We're early back, and they have some valid points in that part. But for the most part, overall, I've seen a lot of people really be like, hey, this is great. Now, I don't know if Mattel as a corporation will go, we want to set that precedent where we just keep changing things because they're a corporation. So, but they have the power to do it, and they would win us over very well. I know that Hasbro, as much as I love Hasbro products, golly, they just feel very stoic, very suit and tie, and I don't know, but Mattel has always seemed a lot, even their pricing is a lot better than Hasbro. So we'll see.
Yeah, I totally agree. Ken, what are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, like he said their pricing's always been, like, if you look at the price of Motu Origins, or even if I go to Toys R Us here in Canada, I look at the price of the Mattel wrestlers, they're cheaper than the equivalent Hasbro product. Not really sure why, but, you know, Hasbro will say that they had to raise costs, and we get it to some extent. And how much of it is just raising costs for the sake of pocketing a little extra or appeasing shareholders? Clearly, Mattel, a comparable size company, can do it without raising it as much. So I think Reg makes a lot of valid points right there. As for Kecklar, I mean, right now it's kind of a foregone conclusion. It's kind of like staring at the score clock of a game, knowing you want to make a comeback and knowing that the time is just going to run out on you. So now, having said that, you know, is it really a losing effort? I mean, we got it backed, or those who backed it got it backed. You know, you are getting Modi, who everybody wanted. People are just looking for that last minute high. You know, and like I said, Kecklar fits the franchise really well. They're going to find a way to get him in there in another color.
Sorry, guys. Last minute.
Where
are we? We have 1 minute down.
Wow.
Well, it's 1 minute for 50 seconds. 9261. It's you know what, we got a minute 40. I don't know, but I think you know what, we're
I love your positivity, Jay.
Oh, I gotta be positive, man. I gotta be positive. Ray, what are your thoughts just before the end? What are your thoughts?
You know what? I think Mattel has the opportunity. I've been saying it all day. I'm on my 8th hour of streaming this event, the countdown. So I've been saying it all day. It would be a outrageous move for Mattel to do so. And again, if we have to look about corporations moving with proper timing, we are about to hit the holiday season. So I could see a little bit of a gap, a little bit of a break, a little bit of dead air from Mattel, and then have them come back later saying, hey, happy holidays. Congratulations on Eternia, a successful Eternia run. Here, we're just gonna throw it all in for all the backers, even though we didn't make it. I think that's a great move. And it doesn't create any sort of expectations, as this is the biggest project and event we have seen in Mattel's time thus far for a long time. So I'm in solid agreement with everybody. The more the merrier. Grayskulls for everybody. I think we should make a Kecklar release to the crowd and the backers as a show of goodwill and faith towards future projects that they want back too. Again, they have the opportunity to come out with a bunch of new projects. And that crowd is going to need to be there to support those projects. So this is a good way to keep them.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy New Year.
Final number. The campaign has ended. See status update below. The final number, gentlemen and ladies and everybody out there, 9,267 backers. Honestly, though, truthfully, guys,
that's impressive.
We've come a long way. I mean, 24 hours ago, this was, as I said, 8,700, somewhere like that. You know, we've gone over 500, close to 600 backers.
You know, and remember, in the beginning of this thing, they said we wouldn't back. And we backed in a week. And then they said we would never see Modi. That's crazy. And then we got Modi 24 hours later. Now, we might not have got 10 grand, but guess what? We got 92.67, and that ain't nothing to snuff at. That's a good number to be happy about, because, again, this is a really expensive product coming right at the turn of the holiday season, and it had direct competition with Mondo Battle Cat, which, again, was at $500. A direct competitor. Marvel,
and two HasLab.
Yeah, Marvel
projects that overlapped, right? Marvel and Transformers. Yep. So there you go.
The Marvel Engines of Vengeance Chicken Nugget Deluxe Special with barbecue sauce didn't have any luck whatsoever. And so, yeah, I think it's a pretty good number, and I'm happy about it.
Reg, what do you?
I think sometimes as a society, I like to say first world problems. We get caught up in the semantics of, oh, but you didn't have the garnish on the side, or you didn't have. Not saying that these figures are small fries, but it's Eternia. Anybody that owns, I actually have a USS flag in a very beat up box, but I have the box.
Oh, you got the box. Darn it.
Jay knows we backed the Snake Mountain, the classic Snake Mountain. All of these things that came out in the 80s, or even now that they've been able to crowdsource and give to us as adults. Back in 2013, I also backed the classics Grayskull. There are milestones that happen in collecting that you can't forget about. And Eternia is one of them. Now, I was 10 when the first one came out, and they didn't distribute it that wide by the time the brand was winding down. So I didn't even know anybody that owned an Eternia. It wasn't until I started really getting out on the convention circuits that I was like seeing Eternias and going, oh, that would have been great to have. Okay, now I get to get one. Now, would I have liked to have Kecklar? Would I have liked to have Grayskull? Yes. Am I going to get them? I don't know, Mattel. That's on my Christmas wish list. Let's make it happen.
Yeah,
but
right.
We're still getting Eternia, and if you've been supporting the Origins line, which is an awesome line, and you able to get your hands on Eternia, I think you'll sleep okay knowing you're not going to get Kecklar or King Grayskull if you're not one of the early backers.
Yeah. And Mattel has the power, absolutely, to relaunch these figures with plastic capes and without soft materials, different colors. Again, they're the masters of the repaint. So to offer King Grayskull in silver with direct contrast to the Eternia version, which is gold, it keeps the collector base happy because there is a variant available. And if it was any of these three, we talked about this earlier, if any of these three were offered on peg or in an exclusive format, they are guaranteed to sell.
Okay, so just an update, guys. It looks like additional backers have just completed their purchases. I guess there were people who waited the last second, because we just went from 269 to 9277. It actually jumped about 5 back, and people have been talking about it in the stream, in the in the comment section. So yeah, you know what? This might not be over just yet. This might not be over. There could be a whole bunch of people in the this isn't an election. I mean, we're not gonna get anywhere near 500.
Hey! Too soon for us down here in the States.
Ouch.
Oh, hey, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm Canadian. You guys had an election? Sorry.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Not even.
It's always silly season. Anyway.
I am not. You know what? We had an election like what was it, Ken? Like a month ago?
Yeah.
We had our election.
Very recent.
We're in the same boat. You know, like I guess that's where I was coming from. I was gonna say it like that, but I guess you guys.
But you got your reputation for elections and all things as far as decent human beings is a lot different from us down here in the States.
You know what? Don't cross your T's.
Well said, bro. Well said.
We got some shenanigans going up here too. Just it's all. It's all fair in love and war. It's not. Let's just keep.
You know what I always say though on the channel. I always say this about the collector community, especially when people start getting bent out of shape in comment sections and on message boards. I'm like, you do realize you're fans of people like Captain America, Superman, Batman. You do realize Optimus Prime. Like, I don't know how you guys have not learned anything from these people. Like, chill.
Yeah, his name was Optimus Prime, not Pessimist Prime.
Right.
You know what? I think.
Yeah, Pessimist Prime was gray and transformed into a gun. So,
I think we'll default to Joseph K's suggestion. Let's keep politics out of this. That's something I always try my best to stay away from.
I think people are trying to get away from it, I guess. So this is their happy place.
We're surrounded.
Yes. Ken is right.
All right.
We're surrounded by escapism. Right?
Hey, what's that final number? Hey, where's the refresh here? Let's see where we're at.
I don't think there's going to be
9,278 right now.
Yeah, I think it's going to keep going.
Trickling. I hope it trickles in about 500 more, even though we're going to need more than that.
You're like, ooh.
Well, look what the Sky Striker did on the last day last year, right? It wasn't even funded. But because it ended in the middle of the evening, I think, rather than ending like at midnight Pacific time or like 3 a.m. West Coast time, like the Sky Striker unlocked 2 tiers, and we were chasing that last tier.
Oh yeah.
I saw that in the chat. I'm like, I think it's gonna blow past that.
Kyla, what the hell?
Wow.
92. She wanted it at 9269.
There's a kids channel. Come on, let's keep. I don't know how long it's going to go.
Now, how real is this environment, guys? Do you think Mattel could come back tomorrow and say, guys, guess what? For an extra week, we're going to open the gates and allow people to attend a second chance? Because, we've seen crowdsource projects get extensions.
Yeah.
So do you think this is a realistic enough approach or number for them to say, hey, here's an extension for a final push towards that 10K? Do you think they're willing to do something like that, or do you think they should just say, hey, you know what, you guys did great, and let's just throw it out, everybody gets it?
I really believe anything's possible, in my opinion, just because they set the precedent when they changed the early backer early bird Grayskull. I just really think that their approach to so they basically set the blueprint for crowdsourcing and collecting back in 2013 with Classics Grayskull. They were already doing the direct to consumer with Classics, with Motu Classics. And then I remember back then the internet was going all crazy and people were like, "Are you serious? How much for a Grayskull? This and that." And then they did have some things happen where they had plenty of people who ordered it early, but we didn't have to pay until it was ready to ship. And so a lot of those people backed out on their orders. Then they ended up with an overstock on Matty Collector, and they went on sale anyway. But they planted the flag first as far as the collecting business model for doing crowdsourcing. This was kind of weird the way it started rolling out because it seemed like Mattel had never done a crowdsource before. And they kind of took a couple pages out of Hasbro and HasLab. And then, but when they pivot and say, we're going to give everybody Grayskull at 10,000, that told me, I was just like, wow, I think these guys could actually do some things. But if they do that, if they do pivot again and say, we got close enough, I think it would set a precedence that they are the people's brand, the people's company for collecting. In this financial climate, in this world, this post-COVID world that we're living in, there's a lot of corporations seeming very corporate, and they're doing a good job of it. But if they can set themselves apart from that, it's almost like that movie Miracle on 34th Street or whatever, where that brand Gimbals or whatever it was, that store was sending people elsewhere to say, hey, you can find it here and for a better price. And if we don't have it, that actually makes people go, I want to spend more money with you. Now, I might be a fool, but I know I've traveled when Toys R Us was open here. I kept going to one that was more than 40 miles away from me, where I moved to, where I live now, because the customer service was so great at that one. And there's one like not even 5 miles from me. So I think Mattel could set themselves apart from Hasbro right now by doing something.
Oh, absolutely. Especially on the cusp of them dropping that Engine of Vengeance. It really allows them to have the upper hand here. And it creates an environment where all the other toy companies from here on out are always going to look back and go, do you remember that Eternia move?
Right.
Oh, man. And it creates a different environment because, like you said, in this day and age with the financial capacity in which we face with, like Jay said, gas, food, rent, electricity, all the things that we're buying, and not including the collections.
Right.
It keeps and solidifies the consumer base and says, I'm going to keep spending my money here because they care. We're not seeing that kind of action come from Hasbro. We're not seeing it come from Super 7. And they're in the perfect, again, this is all about timing. And if they pivot it right, they can shake every negative connotation that's going to come with this falling short and say, guess what? Here's the reward.
Right.
Everybody gets the Grayskull and the Kecklar for backing. It's a super move. And what that does is it creates a whole nother atmosphere via Twitter and social media that creates a buzz and creates people going, hey, maybe for the ones that aren't aware, maybe I should go over here and check out what Mattel's doing and buy into this because guess what? It looks like these people are winning over here.
Right.
It's a very uncorporation type of move if they did that. Like, it would be very surprising, and I'm not sure, like, from their perspective, would they be saying, well, now they're going to expect too much from us, you know? Like, what if let's do another, I know where you're going with it, right? Like, let's say the next campaign is another WWE thing, like instead of the new generation ring, we get the 80s ring, or we get the Attitude Era ring, and then maybe that team doesn't want to just give you those unlocks for free, and people go, oh, but Mattel did it on the Eternia, so now you've set a precedent, right? Like, it's too far. Like, if it had been 99, 97, I could see them just saying, okay, well, whatever, let's just give it to them, right?
I think it's too far.
I think it's too far away, like numbers wise. You know, they didn't really get that close.
I think for what it is, as big as it is, and as important as it is, it doesn't set any precedent because, again, there's not going to be another Eternia. There's not going to be anything close to it for a long time, unless Joe comes out with a USS Flag or something crazy like that, which I don't see happening. There's going to be nothing that really compares to the size and capacity and volume of which Eternia is, and which we all revel in it. So it creates an environment that says it's okay for this to happen once. Like, yeah, don't get used to it, but it's also happening at the holiday season. So anything could happen.
We're collectors. We're gonna take it and get used to it. Like, you know, it's I don't know. It's the whole precedent thing. Like, I just can't see them doing it. You know, if they do it, like, I'd just be really, really surprised if they did. I'd love it, but I'm just kind of like, it's not a very corporation type of move. So it would just be really, really, really
You know what? Maybe I could offer this too. And I know you guys have covered this, and Jay's covered it on a few other lives when he's been covering about Eternia. The thing is, there are certain things that HasLab has done along the way. They've done quite a few HasLabs. I think I'm on my 6th.
Wow.
I've done like Razor Crest. I've done his tank, 2 Sentinels. I just got my Galactus 2 weeks ago. Wow. And that's not a stunt. I'm just saying, like, as far as
that's really cool.
Hacking things, that would be my Hot Toys budget, but it's going to HasLab. But to be honest, I will say this: there's plenty of things to be angry about with HasLab, and I think they did learn their lesson with the Engine of Vengeance this time, because again, financial times and hardships, and people finally kind of drew the line in the sand and were just like, no, we're not going. And not just that, they got a lot of bad backlash off of it too, from the Twitterverse and online. I do really believe that Mattel is they got a different approach and a different spirit. They do listen to the fans. So some of the suggestions that Jay has had as far as like petitioning for the early backers to have some sort of recognition, whether it be a certificate, whether it be a different color Modi, things like that. Those are the kind of things that I really do think that Mattel is listening to. And it seems like their marketing and their brand management and the designers are more on the same page than it does with the Hasbro team sometimes. Hasbro teams seem like their designers and everybody, their engineers are very much about the product and about the fan. Their reputation is on the line. And then it seems like they run into a wall when it comes to corporate. Mattel, so far, especially with the Motu brand, just seems like there's a little bit more synergy, and they are listening to the fans. So no, we don't know how this is going to work out till it works out. But I would love to see them actually go, we might have Hasbro by the short and curlies here and be able to edge them out at a moment of weakness.
Ray, did you want to weigh in on that? Because I got a couple of things on my mind on that one.
Go for it. Spit it. Let it out.
Well, I mean, you're correct. Absolutely, Reg, as far as the Marvel Legends team or the recent failed Riva lightsaber, but eventually we're gonna start looking at these teams a bit independent from each other. Like, the more HasLabs that come out, the more people are going to say the Legends team is this, the Star Wars team is this, the Transformers team is this, the G.I. Joe team is that. And as more Mattel creation stuff comes out, you're going to say, here's the WWE team, here's the Motu team. Because if you compare it to Hasbro's Transformers team, right? I don't know exactly what the numbers are on Deathsaurus right now, but it was doing pretty well. If Deathsaurus gets funded, it's 3 for 3 for the Transformers team. They're batting 1,000, right? If the next G.I. Joe HasLab funds, it's 3 for 3, batting 1,000, right? We're so close to the end of the Engine of Vengeance and the Riva lightsaber. We're looking at Hasbro as kind of a failure because those are their 2 big Disney brands, right? But if you look at their 2 in-house brands, they're batting 1,000. And they'll probably continue to bat 1,000. So I think it just looks at it just comes down to the teams.
Oh, so that extra level of corporate, because now you're talking about Disney and corporate Hasbro.
And I mean, how much say did Hasbro get full say on the price and what was offered, or did they have to run everything to Disney? Because you got to look when the Sky Striker hit its desperation mode, they threw in Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander, a flight, like a landing gear, a landing deck Cobra Trooper, and another blue shirt. Right? They just pivoted very, very quickly. Right.
That's right. Yeah.
So we didn't see that with the Engine of Vengeance, right? And what did the Riva lightsaber really give us? Is Hasbro? Is Disney the one that has Hasbro kind of by the chops here?
Yeah,
right.
That's true.
That's
right.
True. So right again,
that would make more sense. That would make more sense. That's an excellent point because Mattel has the rights to Motu, right?
They have first right of refusal. I heard, right? I don't know how that works.
It's confusing.
It hasn't gone away. It's 23, I think. 23 is when it's supposed to be.
It's confusing how things are shaping up right now. Nobody really knows. Like they're keeping it pretty tight under wraps. But I think the consensus right now is that they at least have first right of refusal.
Yeah, because it was their brand, right?
Well, they have a partnership with
Universal, right?
They have a partnership with Universal, and as far as Spectre Creative has told us, and many other reports, they keep saying that they still own those rights, and Mattel does have to report to them, whenever, right? But Mattel has made the statement that they're going to support this until 2023 and beyond. Wow, so as long as that holds true, and you know what, I've never tried to say anything against Scott, but the reality is things change, right? Things change on a daily basis, and unfortunately, if you're not in the boardroom, you're not going to know, right? So, as far as they stated, we know for a fact that there are more playsets coming. There, any naysayers who keep saying Eternia is going to destroy the landscape for retail playsets, you're wrong. Right? We already know that that Snake Mountain's coming, and we know for a fact it's not going to be over $150 because they just released a Castle Grayskull, which has lights, which has sound, which has motorized effects, which has multiple pieces, is freaking gigantic, and it was only $100 freaking dollars. If you put the stake in the ground for that and then try to sell me a Snake Mountain for $300, you're out of your mind. Right. You are out of your goddamn mind.
Even with inflation, like you said, it's going to top out at 150. Even with inflation,
I can't see it going anywhere near that. You're muted. You're muted.
That's a super maybe. Also with that 150 PP projection, that is that's at the highest you could possibly even try to.
I know.
Think about again, like Jay said, with Grayskulls being as low as 2 cents a piece. I mean, you can't expect to pay more than $10 for the thing. But with Snake Mountain, it's in direct contrast with Grayskull, and he's right. I think it's really poor optics when people decide to look at a certain piece of merchandise and say, this is going to ruin the rest of the landscape for something, when we know that we still have, and mind you, they are going down these roads. We still have Fright Zone. Right. We still have Slime Pit, potentially. We still have what's the bone thing?
Oh yeah. Someone
I have it
in the
right
chat.
Behind me.
Someone say it in the chat. We got
what's the bone thing with all the ribs?
Oh,
I know which one you're talking about. And you got the dragon.
No, you're talking about Battle Bones.
Battle Bones. There's Battle Bones.
Yeah.
Then you get into vehicles. There's Bashosaurus. There's Dragon Walker. There's Laserbot. There's Night Stalker. Then there's all the hybrids. They haven't even gotten into She-Ra. There's
I was gonna say
Crystal Castle.
Crystal
there's
Falls.
Swiftwind. Oh, forget about it. You're talking about longevity. They've already pitched 24. We're looking at 25 and 26, gentlemen. Right. Okay? This is not going to stop. Mind you, Eternia doesn't come out till 24.
That's right. And so they haven't nobody said anything about a Dragon Walker yet, too.
Nobody said, yeah. So it's really one of those things where, this really has the gas to really move forward in a way that can carry it further than we're even looking at right now. Plus, they're going down New Adventures line. They're bringing out the 200X line within an Origins type feel. Imagine if they went down both of those roads. Could we potentially get a Slush Head in Origins? Could we get a Skeletor from New Adventures? Could we get Quake Butthead? You know, that line of figures. Icarus, you know, could we go down that line? Snake Men, could they offer different renditions of figures that we know and love with the
Army builders.
200X vibe?
Army builders.
Absolutely.
Like,
you know,
like Snake Man Army builders.
Yeah, and speaking of army builders, we still have the Skeleton Warriors that were released at Comic-Con. We don't know how those are going to be coming out. On single card, on peg, they're going to fly. On exclusives, that's going to be a little bit tougher to army build, but I'll tell you, it would sell all the same. And then they have the option to release this gamut of deep cut figures with Frogmonger and these dungeon characters coming to life. It's really something quite amazing to behold. Battle Bones, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you know what? I think there's a lot to be said about how Mattel and other companies as well. I mean, I think Hasbro's finally started to figure it out because you know. Army building is a huge thing, and it's a big moneymaker for these companies. And what they really got to do is they've got to start you know, putting in 3-packs. You know what I mean? Like they got to start doing more of this.
That 3-pack did really good, by the way.
I got it too. Yeah,
I got one too. Yeah.
But what they really got to do is they got to start doing army building 3-packs. You know what I mean? Like they got to put Horde Troopers in 3-packs. They got to put
Snake Men,
Skeleton Warriors.
That's what I'm saying.
They got to put putting in
Eternian Guards.
Yeah, Eternian
Horde Troopers.
Actually, Eternian Guards, they've already done that, right? Because actually, no, you're right. Eternian Guards, because the Eternian
they were just singular. Yeah.
It only came in one, but it was like
you're thinking the classics one that was
yeah,
done in twos. Yeah.
We've got to start doing more of this. This is what they've got to start getting back into, because that's where things are going to start building up, and people love their army builders, and it's just what it is. There's nothing quite like seeing 60 you know, stormtroopers in one room, and like I said, Hasbro's starting to think about that because they've released the 5-packs. They just released another Clone Trooper 5-pack. They released
they just need like $90 for it. Like,
yeah, I know.
Well, actually, no, because I mean, this 3-pack was priced perfectly because keep in mind, not only are you getting a big head. Oh, Hasbro, yeah. But with this 3-pack for Mattel, it was priced perfectly. We even saw it get on sale as low as $30.
I got it for like $32 or something like that.
That's a great price point to live in for 3 figures. That's like $10 a figure. That's cheaper than single figures on peg. So
here's the thing about Origins, though, just all together, and this is why, again, I love some of the franchises on Hasbro. I support them, but when I walk into a Walmart or a Target, I can walk out easy with like 3, 4, a whole wave of Origins and not even realize it. Or I've done that with a few of the Masterverse figures. Because I remember Classics was pretty pricey when those were initially coming out. I think they were somewhere around $20, $25. Somebody could correct me in the chat. But I have a bunch of Classics. I just don't remember how much it was. But I remember it felt a little pricey. But I thought it was worth it because of the build and the sculpt and 4 Horsemen. What can you say? But I walk out of Walmarts and Targets with about 3, 4 different Origins figures, and I don't even think about it. And I'm actually pretty happy with what I spent and what I'm getting.
Right. So that 3-pack is a very viable thing. And if they continue to move in that direction, I see it doing really well. Again, this pig head that they offered in that 3-pack is similar to the Sunman exclusive that we got. Now, again, keep in mind, that Sunman exclusive came with metallic paint accents, where in the 3-pack, Pighead came with metallic paint accents as well. And so it kind of feels like a win. You're getting this exclusive in a 3-pack almost. If you look at just the paint apps, you go, wow, I'm getting a metallic paint app Pighead. That feels like a win. And they have these individual trading cards. If Mattel was hip, like Mega J said, you know, Horde Troopers, Snake Men, Skeleton Warriors, Palace Guards, they have the opportunity and the stock to do so, and it would do really well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a lot of things which are coming down the pipe, and I think that we all, honestly, this is the best time to be a collector of retro 80s properties. I mean, it's just crazy. Everything that's come full circle. You know what I mean? We are blessed, as being kids of the 80s, right? I think that's something that a lot of people, you don't usually get this. This stuff like this just does not happen. It's amazing how the companies have really identified this market. At the same time, it comes at actually what I should say is we were lucky for a while to get these at the price points that we did. Now, with the state of the world as it is right now, it's starting to bite. You know what I mean? Like the right now we're seeing these inflating prices. It's hard to be a Joe collector right now. It is hard to be a Joe collector right now. It's hard.
Man, it hurts.
It's hard to be a Marvel collector right now, right? And it's really hard to be a Star Wars collector right now. It's ridiculous. First of all, because the pricing, but second of all, because they're not doing what we're asking them to do. That's, I think, the worst part. Let's start with that, guys. I'm gonna throw this firecracker in the middle. What the hell are they doing wrong with this? Like, how come they're not listening to the fans? Like, what is going on with these companies, guys? Like, have at it. Like, that's just.
I'm gonna say one thing and one thing only, and it's gonna be short and sweet. Corporate greed, baby.
I hear what you're saying on that level, but at the same time, if it was really corporate greed, right? If it was really corporate greed, wouldn't the simplest thing and the smartest thing to do be to give us what we want? Because that's what we want to buy, instead of like pushing out 15 different versions of Lando Calrissian and let them sit on the freaking peg for like 2 years. Like, what are you doing? Right?
They're warming up the peg base, man. You got to look out for those pegs. It gets cold in the winter.
Right? If you want to make money, right? Finish the Bad Batch, right? Bring me the rest of the clones. Like, how many named clones are out there? There are so many different named clones that it's just ridiculous. Reg, you want to say something?
I think to answer your question the best way I can, in my own opinion, the adult collector market didn't really didn't really start until we got around 2010, maybe 12. Remember, we were going into toy aisles and paying toy prices for a while. I do remember, as much as I love kids, I do remember being in a few toy aisles going, okay, kid, get out of my way. I'm looking for Transformers and you're around my elbows now. Move. But I can tell you right now, the adult collector market is something new, something very profitable, but not more profitable than the pegs that they're trying to get parents to buy stuff for their kids. So all of a sudden we got a collectibles section in Walmart and Target. Then you have Toys R Us shut down. And so they're trying to figure out the best way to make the most profit possible. And the best model for that is direct to adult collector, consumer, online kind of thing. But I think when we're talking about corporations, the adult collector market to them is like, yeah, we know what you want, but we're just trying to get as much money from you as possible. We know you're going to keep coming back no matter how many times we repaint this. They just put out, Hasbro just put out the 86, the
Studio 86.
Yeah, Studio 86. So they just put out the
Ironhide
Hot Rod. No, they put out the G1 Hot Rod and the G1 Starscream.
Yeah,
which have seen previous release. I know Starscream in that color scheme had seen a previous release before, but now you gave it to me in new packaging, and the packaging looks like the artwork from the movie. And oh man, how many Starscreams do I have? I mean, I've literally got so many reissues, Masterpiece, whatever.
Yep.
But that particular G1 mold and the Hot Rod, I have the Hot Rod one from the commemorative series. Like, how many times are you going to give me that same one, and am I going to keep falling for it? So as long as that business model is working, even with the peg warmers like Orlando, God damn, Billy D, go away. But I'm saying, like, a peg warmer like that to them is like somebody's going to buy it, and if they don't buy it, we know that Target already paid us wholesale for it, so they got to figure out what to do with it now.
Yeah, and Mattel's even smarter in that regard, to where now we're just going to repaint He-Man 15,000 times with this new He Skeletor thing. It's the same buck. It's the same. There's nothing different, and it's Laker colors, and we're going to release it as an exclusive. So we're going to make you fight over it. It's going to sell out in 3 minutes. We're going to roll it out. Maybe we'll do a made to order. It's almost a smarter way of doing business because they know as a consumer base who has more money, the adult collector or the 13-year-old mowing lawns.
Right.
They're attacking the adult collector base, and like we talked about with Disney, with the weaponized merchandise that they are rolling out on a steady basis. If you don't like it, guess what? In 2 weeks, something else is going to come out. In a month, something else is going to come out. So everybody can cry about it. Everybody else can throw their money at, and they can create this atmosphere of predatory sales tactics that we're always going to be here for because we're a rabid fan base of whatever it is that you collect. So they know exactly what they're doing, and they know we'll be here watching and speculating as we do on our own private ventures as toy collectors and creators. So it's an interesting time to say the least.
Yeah, but I'm curious as well because like Reg brings up a good point. You know, there is the idea of wholesale pricing, right? And we do know that if things don't work out at Target, they'll just shift gears, liquidate them out to big lots and things like that, right?
TJ Maxx,
yeah. But at the same time, it's one of these things where it can only happen for so long, right? And that's what I'm concerned with at this stage, because what tends to happen is there is feedback given by the purchasers, right, at the end of the day, because if it's not working for them, they will eventually stop buying these things, right? So I know that there's a breaking point for everything, right? But I am concerned that eventually it's going to start trickling down in terms of like what the offerings are inside the packaging. We're already getting plastic-free packaging, which we can't see what the heck we're getting, right? Some people are getting swaps. Some people are getting unpainted figures. All the stories you can't hear in the world, right? And that's just a series of cause and effect. Most people are going to squawk once they see something, once they start getting stuff, and the social media is allowed for that. But I think it's going to start really affecting us when because they're charging such high prices and, the retailers just don't want to keep purchasing it. They're going to start cutting back on accessories. They're going to start cutting back on, the paint, paint deco, all that stuff. And as Reg has actually said earlier, they're already thinking about switching to an online model. They're not shy about that. They keep talking about, like Mattel Creations alone is saying that they want to really start moving more of their direct business to Mattel Creations, which is why they keep doing these experiments, right? They keep pushing that envelope. But in terms of like Transformers, right? I've always wondered about that dynamic, because one thing that kills me about Transformers is they were damn expensive even before the price hikes. Like, a Voyager class, was upwards of $40 here in Canada. You know what I mean? Like, and now it's approaching that in the United States.
I think they started the price hike earlier, but there was a time when Voyager was cheap, but I'm talking 6, 7, 8 years ago. Like cheaper, much cheaper than that. I just think what happened with them with that Voyager class is they got smaller, and then the price hiked very quickly. Is what happened.
That's what scares me the most. And here's what I do have to say about that. Like, I look at the Hot Rod. All right. He's more of a deluxe size, right? But the engineering behind him, and this is important. You gotta think about this. The engineering behind Hot Rod Studio 86 class, right. He is a cut above, right? Yeah. And he deserves that stature. Yeah. It just feels unusual. And the same thing with Cliff Jumper. Cliff Jumper is just too freaking small, man. Like he's just too freaking small for it to be a Voyager. You know what I mean? Is
he a Voyager now, or is he a deluxe still?
I wonder is he a deluxe? I
think he's still a deluxe.
Is he a deluxe? Okay, thank God, because honestly, it's still a lot of money for something of that size.
Oh yeah, it's still 35 Canadian or whatever. So
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, not to switch gears too much. As soon as you mentioned you said 35 Canadian. I'm remembering that you guys are actually paying a lot more.
Oh yeah, they're paying like double
for that Eternia.
Mm-hmm.
God bless you.
Yeah. Well, okay, so Eternia is the worst situation, but that something's wrong with their system. Like that's the real problem, and it's actually what I believe is a major contributor to why we didn't get that many backers. I think that the international as well as the Canadian, well, basically we're all international when you look at it that way. But the international buyers are the ones who really they stuck holding the bag here, right? That was the barrier to entry, right? And it probably would have been mitigated by the payment plans, but that didn't happen, right? Not until like 2 weeks after.
Right.
Yeah.
And
that's why I wasn't an early backer, to be honest.
Yeah, you know, if you would have found out that one day just before a Grayskull had ended, you probably would have jumped in at that day, right? But you know what? There just wasn't enough news about it, right?
Yeah, I kicked in after it backed. Yeah.
Well, I reported on the here's the crazy thing. I reported on the payment plans a week before, and then you know my whole report got pulled up from under me because they pulled the payment plan. And why? Right? I can only think at that point I can only think of corporate greed because they needed that funding you know, up front, because magically they figured it out like a week after. That doesn't make any sense. Right. You know, that's not how these things run. Right. But yeah, like, you know, you just look at the Canadian dollar though. Like it is a bit of, we pay a little bit more, but it also is the exchange rate. But at the end of the day, the prices aren't getting any cheaper. And you know what? We're getting to the point where I gotta decide whether I'm gonna eat tomorrow or if I'm gonna like go play with action figures. You know, that's just sad. That is just getting sad.
You know, but you know, here's the thing, fellas, and this is for even the people in the chat. There's been plenty of times where you feel like as collectors, a lot of us are completists. A lot of us are just like there's almost a competitive kind of element behind it too. It's coming out like I want to get it. I got to get it now. I need it now. But how many times have you, quote unquote, missed out on something and then totally forgot about it? I mean, there's only a few things. Eternia is definitely going to be one of those things where it's just like, yo, I'm kicking myself that I missed out on it. There's been a few HasLabs that I have backed up and that I haven't backed, and I don't miss it. The only one I might regret is maybe the Sky Striker. That's the presentation on that was great. But I mean, if collectors actually get used to going, I don't need it, and you walk away, you realize like later on, oh, I was just caught up in the hype a little bit, and maybe you don't need it because you already have 4 other ones that previously got released. You see what I'm saying? But we're not used to doing that because first world problems. Like you feel like I want it, I gotta have it now. I have certain items that the Kingdom Rodimus Prime. I love that figure. Kingdom Rodimus Prime. I didn't see it on too many shelves. I ended up ordering, I think, off of BBTS. And I saw it on the shelf recently, and I haven't even opened mine. I saw it on the shelf recently, and the 10-year-old in me was like, you have to buy that because it's on the shelf. And remember, you didn't get it. You can do it now, though. Buy it. And I literally had to tell myself in the middle of that, Al, you don't need that. Why do you need to buy that now? And I think collectively as collectors, we kind of get that whole, got to get it because I can get it. And we fall for it every time.
Yeah. And that's why I collect Hot Wheels, because they're only $1 and it saves when I need to eat. Hot Wheels.
As far as collector items go, you know what? I've said this in streams like with Geek Dad Life. I honestly can say, out of all the adult collector lines, I think Master of the Universe is truly one where it transcends a lot of things, because it's one of the only lines you can collect that if you have kids, you can actually use them to play with your kids. You know what I mean? You can. No, I'm serious.
What a great excuse to get into collecting. Guys, remember, if your wife yells at you, just tell them you're playing with the kids. She'll forgive you.
It does work.
When in doubt.
It does work. Think about it. You can buy as many toys as you want for you, but you play with the kids, and you know what? It's a win-win, because these are the only toys I know of that you can literally toss them across the room. They're still going to survive. You know, most collector items, they're not going to do that. Like if you toss either of the Crimson Twins, both of their freaking guns are gone. Like both of their knives are gone. You're not going to find them again. They've been
not just that. You paid almost $30 for each. Don't do that,
right? And that's what I'm trying to say. The affordability aspect of it is one, But then, you know what, transcending that idea and actually sharing it with your kids, putting it in a generational idea, you know, introducing, you know, what you love about your action figures to the next generation who really, you know, quote unquote doesn't play with toys, which is not true. You know, this is something which you just can't do with adult collectible toys. At least you don't want to, right? You don't want to give your kid that $30 toy, even no matter how much you would love to, right? No matter how much you would like to share. It's just not a good idea. You know, half of the time it's like they've been rubbed, their faces are rubbed off. You know what I mean? Like they got bite marks. You know, there are things that you just, it hurts you as an adult. It's just absolutely crazy.
Yep. And that's why I give them Hot Wheels. For only $1, they can trash them, crash them, and bang them all day and not break your bank account.
And then you realize
Hot Wheels.
And then you realize you gave them the $300 one that's going on eBay, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right next to Eternity on eBay.
Yeah, right next to the Eternity with the missing Kevlar.
That's right. Oh my gosh, this is great. Well, guys, you know what? It's been an incredible evening tonight.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight and you know just bringing the positive vibes and you know bringing this community back together. It's all about the community. The chat's been incredible. You know, you guys have really been putting in some great suggestions. I haven't been able to read them out, but I have been flashing them on the screen. I hope you guys have been seeing that. But I do want to thank my special guests again for all their time that they put in for tonight. Once again, I want to ask everyone to please like, comment, and subscribe to each one of these guys. They're amazing. One more time, guys, introduce your channel again, and please tell us how we can reach you. Ray.
My name is Ray from Collecting Classics. We are on the 9th hour of streaming today as we close the road to Eternia. It was a great time to be had. We're usually streaming throughout the week, and if not, joining Jay when he goes live sometimes to talk about the latest and greatest. It was a pleasure to meet everybody here on the channel tonight and everybody in the chat. Thank you for showing up. That's all I got. Congratulations to all the backers, and we will see you guys soon.
Ken, how can people reach you?
So I'm Ken with Toy Connections. Toy Connections spelled exactly like it is on the screen there, or Toy Connections, just one word on Instagram. I'm also on Twitter. I'm also on Facebook. So I like I said earlier, specializing in Transformers, G.I. Joe, and wrestling stuff, and a lot of toy histories lately, you know, doing a lot of the deep research lately these days and trying to put together these like pseudo mini documentaries to try to inform my fellow fan about, you know, some bits of information that I found recently. And with regards to Eternia, look, we didn't get Kecklar, not Kevlar, Kecklar. Say it right. Thank you, Fred from Mattel. This is considered a success. You know, when it first launched, we didn't know, like at that price point, was it going to back? Not only did it back, it backed and unlocked early bird and another tier. So on that note, pat yourselves on the back if you managed to get one, and look forward to. I can't see him, but I can totally tell that's Ray patting himself on the back. So until the next one, I guess, and just keep happy in the chat, keep positive there, and subscribe to my fellow content creators here. All right, I'm out, kind of.
Reg, how can people get to your channel?
Mega J, I definitely want to say thank you, brother, for the invite. I know we've been talking about doing this for a while, but as far as everybody getting at me, again, Reg Henny's, that's HENNY, Reg Henny's Toys, Noise, and Action Figures, right here on YouTube. You could also find me on IG at Reg Henny, just REGGHENNY. I want to thank all the members of the community that were tuning in tonight, and just members of the community in general, because we live in a very volatile, very tough world. And sometimes this community has a way of saving us, each of us, and reminding us what it's like to be a kid again and then not have all these cares and worries and strife and all that going on. So that's why I love this community, and that's why I do my channel, Toys, Noise, and Action Figures. Is where we're meshing hip hop culture with geek culture and everything in between, and where I love having conversations like this. So please check me out. And again, Jay, thank you very much, and gentlemen, Ken and Collected Classics. I love you guys. It was dope hanging out with you guys.
You're the man, Reg.
Thank you.
Thanks,
thank
Reg.
you guys too.
Guys, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you again. Please check out Collecting Classics, Reg Henry's Toys, Noise, and Action Figures. Toy Connections with Ken. You guys, these are amazing content creators. They do some great work. You guys are not going to regret following any of these guys' channels. They're the best. Thank you guys again for being here tonight. I did want to thank all of our supporters here. Please, guys, these guys are the lifeblood of the channel. My Patreon supporters and channel members, Princess Cagley, Old IT Guy, Rai Ken 33, Christopher Herndon, Palpatine 1975, Joseph Michaels, Gamer Bud, Tom M, Snell's World, Hugo Baudry, Maniac Plastic, Toy Shop, John Joker, Soldier 11M, Nolan, Rufus Roger, MFToys.ca. There are more supporters who have just joined on, but unfortunately I didn't have the card ready tonight, but I want to thank everybody for being supportive of this channel. Guys, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. I post up to 2 episodes a week. Hope you guys will enjoy. And don't forget to hit that like button. It really does help, get the stream out to everybody. And of course, please check everybody out here who's on the stream tonight. They are amazing collectors. I will be putting links to their channels in the description later after the stream. You guys are the best. Thank you again for everything, guys. Anything to say before we log off? We'll start with Ray.
And that's why I collect Hot Wheels. It's just a good time.
Ken.
How do you follow Reg with that? Positivity is not unconditional, folks. I mean, we always say that positivity keeps the community going, but it's okay to be critical here and there. But I love the fact that Ray's totally cheerleading me on right now from the sidelines. Go Ken, go Ken, go Ken. It's absolutely not an unconditional thing. You're allowed to like and dislike whatever you want, but tonight is a night of victory. You got an Eternia. Everyone who didn't get one way back in the day got the chance tonight. So this is a positive night, a positive stream, and a positive #1 community.
Absolutely. Reg, send us off, man.
Hey, we got Eternia. I mean, that's it. I got nothing after that. We got Eternia. I'm still digesting it. I own an Eternia.
I know, right? Isn't that great to say? Here, Reg, say it again. Let me hear it again, Reg. Let me hear it again.
I own an Eternia. We own an Eternia.
Wow.
That's
amazing. Right. Amazing.
9,280 of your fellow fans own an Eternia with you. Joining them. Yep.
Well done,
said,
guys.
Well said all around, guys. Thank you so much for such a wonderful night. Guys, congratulations to everybody who backed this project. It's been an absolute, incredible ride. In some ways, it was a bit of a roller coaster emotionally, financially, and everything else in between. But at the end of the day, it was interesting. And you know what? We're going to be talking about this for some time. Between the HasLab Engine of Vengeance and Eternia, what a year in terms of what's been going on. Crowdsource projects all over the place, just huge ticketed items. But at the end of the day, we're all lovers of toys. We all collect these things, and it's all done for this community. Guys, you guys are the reason why we do this. We are here for you. You guys are the reason why we keep making these videos. And I hope you definitely check out everybody here who's on the screen right now. They are amazing, content creators, and you really should check out their channels. Guys,
you the man. You the man. You.
I'm just here to have fun, just like everybody else. You guys.
And shout out to Fred from Mattel.
Absolutely, Fred from Mattel.
What a guy! Straight to eBay.
What a guy!
He's probably still watching us right now.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. Check out everybody on the screen. I hope you guys are all doing well, staying safe. And as always, everybody, Thank you very much for watching. We have the power, everybody. We have the power.
Geek
Good journey.
proud.
Good journey. Geek proud.